With Ruslan sir. It has been pleasure and honor meeting you. Lada 4x4 is as legendary as probably Jeep or Mahindra Thar or Royal Enfield in India. Like the cars have actually hogged all the lanes. I was put into a room where like a lot of people were waiting. I don't know if it was a detention or something. Another officer came and he was like, do you have an old passport? If I'm okay giving him my old passport, they use it for training purpose. It's 10:30 a.m. and I'm in this Berike hostel and I'm with Ruslan sir. He actually helped me quite a bit yesterday when I came here in the evening, from like getting help to like staying in this hostel. Ruslan sir is actually very good with machines. He has repaired tractors. He's also an avid biker. He said that his dream is to ride to Crimea on a bike, and he saw me and then he was like very happy seeing a biker. You want to say something Russian? To me? Wait, I translate. Would you want to say anything in Russian to me?
Ну, удачные дороги, хорошие дороги, удачные, не жезла, как говорится.
Okay.
Удачные дороги, счастливого пути.
Thank you. I think he's saying that like have a good trip and have a good road and reach safely. And thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for all the help. And yeah, it has been pleasure and honor meeting you. It's 11:15 a.m. and I'm sitting in the cafe of the building where I stayed yesterday night. It's basically an accommodation for like people passing by. This facility is kind of outside the city a little, and it has a garage, it has a restaurant, it has also a hostel where you can pay and stay. And this is my very first time, like this gives me the feeling of those like motels in the US, but I don't think they have the garages and like car repair facility, but this place has it. I was also able to get some rubles from here. Today's Sunday and all the banks were closed, and then I asked Ruslan sir who helped me get the stay, and he told me that the owner, the person who manages the hostel here, he also does exchange. So I got exchange for 100 USD, around 9,000 rubles or so. So I think I'm set for now. There's nothing else that I need at the moment. I'm just waiting for my breakfast. I will eat and then I will leave to Saratov. Yeah, so I am all packed up and ready to leave, and this is the place that I stayed yesterday. That has the restaurant and hostel is upstairs, and then there are these big vehicles parked here, so you can actually park and stay overnight. And there's on the behind of this there is a CTO or the garage. I think the way is from the other side, so people also get their vehicles repaired here. I'll be leaving now. In the morning it was there are horses, Kazakh horses. Yeah, so in the morning there was a bit of a cloud, and I was a little worried that it might start to rain. The temperature has reduced now. Like in the night it was showing 14-15 degrees. During the day it kind of goes to like 20, 22, 25. So it's relatively cooler nowadays, which is a good thing. Yeah, but then now the rains may start to become too cold. So I was fearing the rain a bit, but now the weather seems perfect for the ride. I have put a Kazakh oil petrol station just before the border, where I am going to fill up, because after the border, like I just have rubles, the Russian cash with me. None of your foreign cards actually work in Russia. The good thing about the stay was that well, I reached the place and I was not sure if this would be right for me. But then there is Ruslan sir, and then there was another person who actually helped put air in my front tire. And actually, my bike works well. I mean, the balance had some issues because of the low air pressure in the front. But yeah, so it seemed like destiny has its way to kind of help me out. You call it destiny or God, and then those people were there. They quickly attended to my problem. Ruslan sir showed me the hostel. He also convinced me that the phone internet is going to be all right, and I should use that to upload my videos. And actually, all of that worked well. So sometimes I feel that you surrendering to the circumstances and nature, and like there's ample help around. But sometimes I think not only me, I think everybody else, like they want to do their own due diligence and want to kind of make sure that they are right. Well, it is good, but I think sometimes trusting the instincts and then going with your intuition, I think that is something which is also very valuable. And that's one of the reasons I do these unplanned trips and just reach some place without much research. Well, some amount of FOMO does kick in, and I do end up researching a bit. So here at Neftek petrol station, I saw this Lada 4x4. So Lada is probably the oldest car manufacturer of Russia, and Lada 4x4 is as legendary as probably Jeep or Mahindra Thar or Royal Enfield in India. Apparently it's a very compact 4x4, and it's been manufactured for like a really long time now. I remember one of the motorbikers I met in the last trip, Chris from Germany, he had once told me that he wanted to do the Trans-Siberian route or the Kaliningrad to Vladivostok on one of these Ladas 4x4. Yeah, I also have this fantasy of riding this car one day. Yeah, it is fairly legendary apparently. I mean, considered like how on Royal Enfield they say like build like a gun. So it's being said that Lada 4x4 is built like a tank. 2 p.m. of August 18th, and I am at a petrol station. This is a new one that I tried. It's Ven Oil. Actually, on the map it was shown as Kazakh Oil, but when I reached here, it showed Ven Oil. I am around 8 minutes away from the Russia border, so I'll be leaving Kazakhstan. I think this was my fourth entry into the country, and yeah, that's why I think the last time when I entered, the border officials got a bit suspicious and they questioned me. Well, it was all good. That's the first time I had to show. I actually used the itinerary that I have printed on a piece of paper and showed it to them, and some of my YouTube videos, and then they were like, yeah, please go. Kazakhstan has been a nice country. The petrol price always inspires me, 92 petrol costs like 40 rupees or like half a dollar. So it's, I think, very cheap to travel around in Kazakhstan. Well, if you're coming, if you can find a cheap rental, then yeah, the petrol and Kazakh oil and the swanky petrol stations of Kazakhstan, the large steppe, the open spaces, the huge crosswinds, nice people, except for that one conning incident. I think overall people have been nice. Yeah, so very varied memories I have of Kazakhstan. I think yeah, I think I have roamed around enough of Kazakhstan. The one big city I have not seen is probably Aktobe, but apart from that I have been to all the big cities. I don't think I have roamed around enough of Almaty, so yeah, I'll probably come down to Almaty maybe sometime in winters and yeah, experience the city a little more. But overall I think I have roamed around enough of Kazakhstan, probably more than India, I would say. Now look forward to entering to Russia. I'll go to Saratov, and then maybe in another few days I should be in Moscow, and then my Trans-Siberia trip to Vladivostok should start. No, actually I would also probably take a train to St. Petersburg. I wouldn't want to ride like St. Petersburg and back, so I'll leave my motorbike on Moscow, then go to St. Petersburg, take a train, then come back, and then from Moscow I'll start riding east towards Vladivostok. There seems to be a huge queue of vehicles. Well, crossing Russia border is always tricky. Well, from Georgia also, yeah, it was taking a lot of time. But I was expecting from this border would be quicker, because I don't have to do my vehicle import because it's already done in Kazakhstan. But seems like the queue itself is very long. Usually there is like some way for the motorbikes to go in the front, but looks like the cars have actually hogged all the lanes because the queue has become pretty huge. So I don't know if I can actually go in front. Maybe I'll just park my bike on the side and go and talk to the officer at the front and see what they have to say. Okay, so some of the locals helped. They went to the officer and spoke to him, and he asked me to. He's willing to let me in from the other side. I'm waiting for him to let the vehicles pass on the other side, and then I will go in. Okay, so finally I was. It's 6 o'clock. I just crossed into Russia. I think I was in the room where they keep all like they were. I was put into a room where like a lot of people were waiting. I don't know if it was a detention or something, but I think they checked the passport of like people. And but then I think I only waited for like an hour in the room. And then the officer asked me a few questions about my itinerary, and I think he was also a little surprised. He wanted to cross check that I am actually doing Moscow to Vladivostok, and he also asked me if I have any contacts, if I have hotel booking, and I told I have friends in Moscow and Vladivostok, Saratov, and he took the Moscow contact person details. And then after that, yeah, it was all good. I think once it was established that I was genuine, I think the treatment was super friendly. They did not even check my bags. I didn't have to open anything, which was great because, well, Kazakhstan was pretty harrowing in this on that line, I guess. But yeah, overall, it took me a lot longer than what I thought. I think I probably came in to Kazakhstan border at around 2:30 maybe. I have to check. Yeah, something around 2:30. So that seems like 3.5 hours. I was hoping for like 2 hours maximum, but it's okay. Now I'll head to Saratov. I don't have internet, but I have maps downloaded offline. I will see if I find megaphone shop somewhere on the way and try to get a megaphone SIM. But most probably I wouldn't get a SIM, and I will just reach Saratov to Anna's place, and yeah, maybe I'll figure out the SIM thing tomorrow. So one interesting thing happened when the officer actually was done questioning me. Then he was basically about to let me go. Another officer came and he was like, "Do you have an old passport?" And I was like, "Yes, I have." And I thought that he needed the old passport for, well, checking purpose. Maybe they want to check some details out of it. Purse kind of a thing with all the documents, and it also has the USDs in it. And my camera was on the bike outside because when they took me into the room, I actually didn't know that they are kind of like detaining me. So like I left everything outside, and then the room was locked. Like you cannot go out without their permission. So then then I took him to the bike. I was like, hopefully everything should be there. Well, it was there, so all good. Am I supposed to stop? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. Then I showed the officer my old passport, and then he actually wrote me, like, we use Google Translate, and he wrote me a long message saying that if I'm okay giving him my old passport, they use it for training purpose. Well, this was a very strange ask. I could have given it away, but I have a valid US visa on it. So I explained to the officer, sorry, I can't give. I have a US visa. And then he was like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. I think he also understood. Well, at this point on, like, everything had become super friendly. Yeah, I just thought I will record this because this was a very unique thing that happened. Roads were also good, but I think the Russian roads are a little better, more organized, I would say, with all the stripes and everything, like looking fresh. Also, they in Russia they write the speed limit on the road, which is good, so that you don't miss it because you didn't notice the board on the right. So yeah, that's a good thing about the Russian road, I would say. There is the road marking on the road. At the first cafe after crossing into Russia, I think this is close to a place called Valestilin. I don't know. I mean, this is the very first restaurant that you will encounter after entering Russia and going towards Saratov. They also had SIM cards, so I got the Megaphone SIM. Apparently, in Russia, Megaphone gives you 15 days free, but you need to choose a plan. I've chosen the first plan, which is 5 GB data for 351 rubles per month. The second plan was 522 rubles per month and 35 GB data. Maybe I'll change the plan, I don't know. But yeah, the 14 days are free. So you activate the plan and then you can use the internet for 14 days for free. And I think that 14 days, the quota is kind of pretty large. And Megaphone actually has a good reception in Russia. So this is the SIM that I would recommend. It's still around 150 odd kilometers to Saratov. I think it is 200. Let me quickly check. It is 191 kilometers to Saratov, and estimated time it shows is 10 p.m. Right now it's 7:40. So I'll start to Saratov now.